Hello friends, welcome to AQ by Yes YouTube channel. This session is a part of our quick revision series Prelims Atulya. So today we are continuing our erstwhile session. In the last session we discussed what federalism is, nature of federalism and features of federalism. And in today's session we'll discuss the issues related to federalism. Now you must know that in India the nature of federalism is slightly different. We discussed in the last session as well that here the central government has the upper hand. Okay, let me repeat one more time what federalism is. See, federalism is an institutional mechanism under which there are two sets of polities. Okay, so political system at national level and political system at regional level, and these two sets are autonomous, these are independent, and they derive their authority from the common source, and that source is the constitution. But we discussed in the last session that central government has relatively more power than the state governments. As a result, conflicts are bound to arise. So we will analyze those issues. Okay, now when there is a conflict, when there are disputes between center and states, in that case states or center, they can approach the judiciary. Okay, they can approach the Supreme Court. We discussed that Supreme Court has the original jurisdiction under which Supreme Court has the power to deal with federal matters. But if the disputes are of political nature, then nothing can be done, right? Those disputes will remain unresolved. Let me repeat one more time. When disputes are of legal nature, in that case they can approach the judiciary. But if the dispute are of political nature, then generally they remain unresolved. Now these states in India, they are asking for greater autonomy. They want more power. They want more subjects under the state list. Okay, but you have to understand one thing, that meaning of autonomy, it varies from states to states. So for some states, they are asking greater autonomy in the sense that they want more subjects under the state list. However, some states, they are asking for financial autonomy. Okay, so they want independent sources of revenue. They want to have their own sources of revenue. They want financial autonomy. So remember, the meaning of autonomy, it varies from states to states. Okay, now you have to understand that these states, they are asking greater autonomy. But this has changed over the years. Earlier it wasn't like that. I'm going to give you the historical account how the federalism, the nature of federalism has changed. So you must understand that 1950s to 1960s, states and center, there was this peace. Okay, stability is there, coordination, cooperation, all these things were seen from 1950s to 1960s, except one thing, there was this demand for the formation of new states. But barring that issue, everything was normal, everything was peaceful. But from 1960s, the dominance of Congress, it started declining. Opposition parties, they started coming to power. As a result, they started asking for autonomy. Okay, so discussion of autonomy, first time it began in 1960s. Okay, and from 1990s, this topic of autonomy, it was taken seriously. Okay, so I hope you must have understood why these states are asking for greater autonomy. Now here you must know about the role of governor. This is very, very important for your upcoming prelims. Governor, this topic remains in the news as well. Why? Because the office of governor is highly controversial. So that's why you must know about these issues related to governor as well. So governor, you must know that governor is a non-elected official. Okay, so governor is appointed by the central government. So all the actions which are taken by the governor, these actions are viewed as the interference by the central government, and this leads to conflict. As a result, this governor, it remains in controversy all the time, only because of this reason. Here you must know about Article 356. 356. What is this article? See, Article 356, it is one of the most controversial articles in our constitution. It provides for president's rule. Okay, so according to Article 356, if the state government cannot be carried in accordance with constitutional provisions, in that case, president rule can be imposed. And here governor can recommend the suspension of state legislative assembly. That's why the office of governor remains in controversy, remains highly controversial. Okay, so here you can remember about Sarkaria Commission. So this Sarkaria Commission, it was constituted to review the center and state relations. So it was constituted in 1983. You can remember this fact. And it recommended that governor should be non-partisan, a neutral person. So this was the recommendation of Sarkaria Commission. Now in prelims, there might be a question that Sarkaria Commission is associated with which of the following. So this might be a question in prelims. Remember, it is related to center and state relations, and it recommended that governor should be a non-partisan person. Okay, now let's talk about the special provisions. See, some states, they have special status. Okay, so northeastern states, they have special status, and hilly states also, they have special status. In fact, Jammu and Kashmir also had the special status. So generally, states, because of their social and historical circumstances, they have been provided with special status. So northeastern states, they have tribal population, hilly states. So all these states have been provided with special status. I have provided the names as well. You can go through the slides. Okay, now let's talk about the Jammu and Kashmir. See, Jammu and Kashmir had a special status under Article 370. Under Article 370, definitely you must have read about Article 370. Why? Because it has been scrapped now. So it does not exist now. It is Article 370. So this Article 370, it provided the special status to Jammu and Kashmir. So in case if central government would want to frame any law which is there in union list or concurrent list, in that case central government would require the concurrence of the state government of Jammu and Kashmir. So the consent of Jammu and Kashmir government, it was needed before they could frame any law. Okay, so concurrence of state was required for making any laws in matters mentioned in the union and concurrent list. But now it has been scrapped, and this also becomes important. Now some more federal issues you must know. Here you can know about fiscal federalism. Fiscal federalism means that states, they have the autonomy to raise their sources of revenue. Okay, so this is what fiscal federalism is. So they can actually create more sources. Okay, they should have the autonomy regarding the financial matters. Here you must know about GST Act. So this GST Act, it provided that central government is legally committed to compensate for GST shortfall. So for next 5 years up to 2022, if there is a shortfall in GST revenue, it is perhaps 14%, below 14%. So if there is a shortfall, in that case it will be compensated by the central government, but central government has not done it yet. So this is also a bone of contention. Moreover, here you must know about farm acts. These three farm acts, We watch every day in the news discussion related to these farm acts. Farmers, they have been protesting. So these farm acts have been enacted by the central government. Here you should know that agriculture is a state subject. So it means central government has is encroached upon. Here you must know that central government has encroached upon the state domain, because agriculture is the state list subject. So all these federal issues, these are important, and question might be asked in upcoming prelims, and you can download these notes, you can revise. These notes are very, very important. And if you have any suggestions, you can mention in the comment section. And if you have liked our initiative, do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. We upload such videos on a daily basis. Okay, so that's all for today's session. I'll see you in the next session soon. Bye bye. Thank you very much.